Just when we thought that things were finally starting to look good for Wendy Williams, after all that she has been through these last 2 to 3 years, according to new reports, things are still not looking good for her at all. And now it's getting worse because she is now stuck in the hospital and they are not letting her out. Her son finally broke the silence on why she's been held, and it looks like Wendy's situation is even worse than we thought. So is her team really overworking her? And has she secretly been in rehab all this time? Okay, so in case you missed it, Wendy's show got canceled more than a year ago, and she has been out of work since then. I know she announced that she was going to launch a podcast, but then there were rumors of the podcast getting canceled, and we haven't heard anything about that. To make matters even worse, her money is stuck in Wells Fargo, and they want to place her under a conservatorship. Her life has been a hot mess, but she's been claiming that she's way better now, and her team even claimed that she is ready to jump back into work. While media companies and talk shows are not exactly lining up to hire her, Wendy has taken to other sources of making money, like speaking engagement. Well, a couple of days ago, she was booked to speak at the Atlanta Women's Expo, and she was even one of the keynote speakers. Now, this would have been the first time in months that Wendy would speak publicly at an event. The last time was back in November 2022 when she spoke at WBLS Circle of Sisters, where she went wild and admitted that she was ready for a new man and wanted to fall in love.
I can't wait to fall in love. Okay. Now, I'm serious about that. You know, it's not enough that I sit home by myself at 58 years old. I can't wait to fall in love.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get married. I want him to have already had kids. I want him to be someplace around my age, you know, maybe 10 years younger than me and maybe 15 years older than me.
Okay.
Her segment was such a big hit that people were looking forward to hearing her speak at the Atlanta Women's Expo over the weekend. But then things took a sudden turn when Wendy suddenly pulled out of the gig. It was at that moment that people started suspecting that something was wrong. She was going to get $25,000 for the gig, and no shade to her, but everyone knows that she really needs the money. I mean, she's been selling her property and personal belongings and allegedly even her iconic purple chair, so $25,000 would go a long way for her right now. And it was clear that she had to have had a great reason for canceling. And it turned out that she did. According to insiders, the reason Wendy canceled the gig was because she suffered a medical complication in the days before the event. According to The Sun, Wendy was rushed to the hospital not once, but twice in the days leading up to the event. And before people start talking and spreading fake rumors, her hospitalization had nothing to do with her drinking problem, neither was it a psychiatric issue. It was a physical illness, and while that sounds better than rehab, it still doesn't sound very good for Wendy. A source said, Wendy first went into the hospital about 2 weeks ago. She was released briefly last weekend, and she went right back in. Her family is aware she's been hospitalized, but they don't have all the details about what happened as of yet. All I know is she's in the hospital right now, and it's not rehab. I don't know which hospital. It sounds like they're trying to keep the details away from the public, and it's not really surprising. Her health challenges over the past couple of years have grown stronger and stronger, so it only makes sense that they try to handle things as privately as they can. And it looks like things were even more serious this time around because an insider said at one point they did not think she was going to come out the other side okay, or at all. That sounds so bad, and it explains why she had to cancel her speaking engagement. A source for the Women's Expo confirmed this, and Wendy's team also released a statement saying, "It was with great consideration that we felt it was best for Wendy to join the Ultimate Women's Expo at a later date. We look forward to releasing those details when they are confirmed." Now, this statement was suspicious because it sounded like her team knew that she probably wasn't in good enough shape to take on that gig, but they still went ahead to book her anyways. I don't know if you guys heard, but there have been some accusations against Wendy's team about how they're using her and taking advantage of her to line their own pockets. The more money Wendy makes, the more money they make. So they have allegedly been pushing her to get back to work, even though they know that she's nowhere near close to being ready yet. Back in March 2023, when the media was reporting how Wendy had relapsed after her podcast got canceled, her publicist released a statement on her behalf saying, "We are still working behind the scenes on several projects. There has been no official cancellation of the podcast. Apparently, Wendy went out celebrating the new things in her life. She is bringing in Wendy 2.0. She is happy and excited for her new opportunities and zest for life. There are a lot of new things in the works, and Wendy was celebrating. Wendy is excited about the road ahead and looking forward to release her many projects." Well, not long after that, her brother Tommy came out to blast her team for taking advantage of Wendy. He said, "This is not a woman who is in the right frame of mind to get a show going. Why are you even here? Do you see the condition she's in? Does it look like she's ready to start a podcast for goodness sake? It doesn't. He also slammed him for filming Wendy for a reality TV show, saying, so it comes out, and what happens if Wendy is doing much, much better, right? Who wants these kind of memories? Who wants this? Why couldn't she just get better all the way and then do something? All this time, people have been kicking her around. She can't be contemplating nothing because she can't think it through. So other people are thinking things through for her. And all this time, she could have been down here recovering. Now, Wendy and Tommy have always had their issues in the past, and there were times when they could barely get along with each other. But I think we can all agree that he was speaking facts then, and now Wendy's team appears to have finally run her into the ground. Luckily, it looks like she's going to pull through this time around, but people are giving her team the side eye. And according to reports, Wendy's son, Kevin Jr., also holds her team responsible because he feels like they pushed her into doing too much when she was not ready for that. Now, when it comes to Wendy's son, Kevin, with all that has been going on with Wendy, he is also struggling. Like at one point, Wendy's brother Tommy even told his followers that Wendy refused to let her son into her penthouse apartment. He spilled that Kevin flew to New York to spend time with his mother on her birthday, but she wouldn't let him inside.
The son is up there to spend what could be monumental time with his mother if she opens the door.
And sometime toward the end of 2022, Kevin was evicted out of his luxury $2 million Miami apartment and sued for $70,000 in back rent. The thing is, Wendy was the one who was paying the rent, but she could no longer pay for him, allegedly due to medical and legal reasons. Kevin even had to appear in court, and he told the court that because of his mother's health issues, all of the financial support he received from her stopped, including his housing, and he also said he was a full-time student but had taken a year out of school and was looking after Wendy. And now that Wendy has been hospitalized again, sources close to Kevin are saying that he is worried that all the work and projects that are lined up for her could cause her more stress. Also, it looks like her team might be pushing for Wendy to leave the hospital because of PR reasons, but again, Kevin is pushing against this. He wants her to stay in the hospital until she's back to normal. Reports have it that doctors are still running tests, and Kevin wants his mom to get as much rest as possible. People have mixed feelings about this, and they left comments saying, unfortunately, it doesn't seem as if anyone is looking out for her best interest in regards to her health. This new team of people around her seem like they just want the bag and to make sure that she gets on stage when she clearly is not well. This woman has spent almost all her life gossiping for a paycheck. She has laughed at people suffering, outed people, made fun of serious situations, and even talked about people who she is close to. So why are we surprised that she is in this position? The devil always comes to collect. And praying for her recovery. I know she built her career on telling other people's business, but I think she got her karma in front of Kelvin Hunter. So this is just genuinely sad because she is an entertainment legend, whether you like her or not. But do you guys believe that this is karma at play, or is this just a case of unfortunate events? Let me know what you think, and if you like this video, then you'll love the next one even more.